Shortly after I graduated many years ago, I found myself in a job which I thought was a great job. I found a job with a big oil and gas company called Shell as an IT systems engineer. The pay was pretty good, and I learned new things. There were new things that I was learning. But after a number of years there, I felt that something was still missing. Something was still missing in my life and in my career. And I was wondering what it was. And the answer of what I found out was that I feel that there was a lack of fulfillment in my job and in my career. So I started exploring, talking to people, reading books, and all that. And I discovered a number of things. And today I would like to share with you 3 areas. The first area is talent. I figured that if I could find a job that, or rather if I can identify what I'm naturally good at, then I can find a job that allows me to align that talent with that job. And I will be a lot more fulfilled, right? Well, turned out not so the case for me. You see, I couldn't pinpoint a concrete talent that I have. I was pretty much average at everything. I wasn't like a natural talker. I'm not good at sports. I'm not good at singing, dancing, all that kind of thing. So I was thinking to myself, am I doomed? Am I doomed to not be able to find fulfillment in my life? So after a long and hard search, my conclusion is that if you are very clear what your talent or your strength is, then by all means, try and find a job or work that helps you align with that talent or strength of yours, and you will be a lot more fulfilled. But if not, it's still okay. It's not the end of the world. What is more important, I found out, is the next 2 areas. So the second area is purpose. What is the purpose of my life? What am I here to do? What am I called to do? And what is the meaning of my life? So I thought long and hard, and one day I came across a book by Viktor Frankl. So Viktor is a Nazi concentration camp survivor from World War II. And he wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And Victor said, we've got it wrong. We should not be asking, what is the meaning of my life? Instead, we should ask, what meaning do I want to create with my life? So what meaning do I want to create in my life? Again, I thought long and I thought hard. And what came back to me, my answer was that I wanted to make a difference in people's lives. But that led to the next question. What difference do I want to make in people's lives? And this brings me to the third area, passion. Now by passion, I don't mean appassionato, the love of my life kind of passion, all right? So by passion, I mean interest. What kind of activities are you interested in? What field of study or work are you interested or enjoy doing? So for me, I enjoy learning, and especially in my case, I enjoy, my interest was learning about the cognitive sciences and the behavioral sciences. So the study of how we think and how we behave. And the second thing that I was interested in was how to help other people learn. So there are 2 things that I was interested in. First, learning, and second thing, how to help other people learn. So naturally, I think the kind of work that came up for me was being an educator, a coach, or a trainer, or something along that lines. So the next step was for me to take action. So I started writing in to companies, asking for interviews and all that. And I went for a couple of them, but I must say that I was not successful. Nobody wanted to hire me. They said that I don't have the experience and I don't have the qualifications. And I was quite discouraged, to be honest. I was even willing to take a pay cut to switch into this line of work, but nobody wanted to hire me. So what I did, I got myself educated and I got myself experience by doing pro bono work. And as luck would have it, an opportunity came up internally in the company, and so I reached out to the manager and told him my story, and luckily I got the job. Now I must say that I did struggle initially in the job, but over time I learned and became better at it. So there are two lessons that I take from all this. First, change the way you think. Learn to see things from a different perspective. Learn to see difficulties not as a problem, but an opportunity to learn. As a gift or opportunity to learn. So for my case, I saw the difficulty of switching to a completely new job as an opportunity for me to learn, and in the process, I became more resilient. Second, focus on what you can control. There are only two things that we can control: our own character and how we respond to what happens to us. So when we are faced with difficulty, focus on how to solve the problem, not on blaming other people or blaming the circumstances that we are in, or getting angry or running away. All those would not be helpful. So in my case, I focus on the difficulty. When I face the difficulty, I focus on how to get educated and gaining the experience. Now there is a science fiction series that I like very much. It's called Lost in Space. I don't know whether you know it. But in that story, the mother has this motto that all the children knew by heart. And the motto is, for every problem, there is a solution. So whenever I'm faced with a problem, I will tell myself this: for every problem, there is a solution. Now, I must say that I have to constantly remind myself of these lessons, because there is a tendency to fall into negative thinking. But now I know why. It's because our brains are hardwired with a negative bias. So when our brains are hardwired to keep us safe and not push beyond the comfort zone. Our brains are wired for survival, not for thriving. So we need to overcome that. So I'll leave you with a passage that I saw on a poster many years ago in my early years. And I have it now hung on the wall in my living room. And the message says, success means something different to each one of us. It's about setting goals and focusing ourselves in the right direction. But most of all, success is about being yourself and feeling proud of every challenge that you face and conquer along the way. Thank you.